Fnatic, it is going to be obviously Vlad, Nunu, Ashe, Janna, and Teemo. Now, obviously Nunu is one of the best junglers in the game, and he's such a great counter jungler. Vlad can do solo lane so well, and I'm a little concerned for them because it's PK on Vlad, and he was awesome last game. I don't know how he's going to be with Vlad, but I'm a little bit worried for game here, I've got to be honest. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be Ashe or Teemo mid. I don't know who it's going to be, because obviously Janna's going to be with one of them with his shield in bottom lane. I really don't know. And I'm interested to see how Teemo's going to work, because Teemo's great for split pushing, but the team they've got set up here isn't really a split push team. I don't know. I kind of think Game have outpicked Fnatic here a little bit. I'm not too sure how this is going to turn out. I'm mainly saying that purely for the fact that Alistar's in the game. Kevin has actually joined the game, which is brilliant. So he's just on that 486 DX25
on his Game Boy.
He's on loading on an iPad or something. But yeah, I mean, I'm really not too sure how this is going to work out. This is kind of like a complete reverse of the last game, where the tanky team was Fnatic, and really every time it came to a team fight, they were so much stronger. But Gamed look like they have that stronger team ability. However, Fnatic have massive amounts of damage. Obviously, Vlad obviously has that ulti. If he can land that on all of them, bearing in mind, Gamed will be pretty much clumped together as a team when they fight, because they're going to be hugging Alistar as much as possible when it comes to the fight, as well as Sona's obviously heals in there. But they've got a lot of heals again. They've got Sona and Alistar with the heals, so much support in the heals. But it really depends how it goes in lane phase. Fnatic was so aggressive in the last game in the early lane phase. At the moment we're seeing Fnatic, I'm viewing it from Fnatic this time. You guys on the stream are viewing it from the blue side, which is Gamed. So that's how you're going to see it from Fnatic at the moment. They are sat literally on the mid turret, then they're going up towards covering the Lizard buff.
Yeah, right now Game just sat in the bushes just outside of Baron in the North River. And Zylor just said Kevin owns the loading screen. Yeah, he's managed to be pretty awesome 2 times in a row, so that was pretty cool. But as you mentioned, Deman, we've got a couple of changes in the game team, obviously not just with the hero, with the champions, but also the actual players. So yeah, that's maybe going to add something a little bit different into it. We've got Nyph obviously coming in as Sona, and the other one, Reyk? What did he play last game?
I think the 2 of them actually swapped in and swapped out. Osaf 22's definitely sat out.
Yeah, Osaf went out.
Not too sure. I think Nyph and Reyk are both swapped in, haven't they? Swapped in, swapped out. I didn't see. Not 100% of the names. I mean, the main thing for Game here is going to be all about Zylor on Alistar. It's going to be a case of how he does with the jungle. I mean, Alistar can jungle fairly well, but he's very good when he comes out. If he can he has got the flash, flash, the headbutts, the pulverize. If he can flash, pulverize, headbutt them in towards the tower or something, if someone's caught pushing too aggressively. Looks like they are going to take Lizard buff here. Nunu is going to take it, so Teemo did the pull. So it is going to be Teemo top, actually. Teemo solo top. That's going to be against Rumble. Brand is going to be mid versus Vladimir, so Peak taking mid again against Reyk this time. Interesting to see how that one's actually going to work out, because Brand's got pretty good poking, but obviously once Vladimir gets to about level 5, 6-ish, you can't really stop his farm, so it's a case of just out-farming each other. And so, like I mentioned, Ashe and Janna are going to be down bottom, so the critical shot not being used by Lamia there on Ashe, instead going for the minions, so it is going to be Caitlyn Janna down bottom. Caitlyn Sona, sorry, down bottom versus Ashe Janna. So pretty even. Meanwhile, at the top there, looks like it's been pushed already. Kevin straight onto Teemo. They're getting very aggressive. Obviously taking his hit points quite low down. Got the warning going off as he overheated. Meanwhile, I can see Nunu is actually in the bush, which is why they're doing. Cyandide sat in that bush right by Kevin. So I'm waiting to see whether he's going to go for it. I think he's just waiting to see if he's going to be overly aggressive again onto Teemo. Teemo's obviously using that health pot. Going to come around the side. Maybe he's going to go for it. Yes, he will. Nunu comes out the side there. He's got the red buff. Going to get the ice blast on him. He's going to get away, I believe. He's going to flash in. Did he get ignored? Didn't get the dot on him. He did, but it's never anywhere near enough there. They're both level 2, so no chance of getting the first blood there. Vlad has been pushed as well in mid there heavily by Brown.
Yeah, that was nice, and I just caught the back end of Vladimir there. His health obviously wasn't looking so great. Down in the bottom lane, Fnatic pushing up nice and heavy, actually. Already there is Vlad coming back
Nunu
into
mid.
lane. Oh, and here comes Nunu. We could see Brand in a lot of trouble. Exhaust going in onto Reyk. He's flashed away, but will he be able to get far enough? I'm not sure that he will. Nunu's surely going to get the kill there with the Ice Blast, and he will do. And it is first blood to Fnatic. And again, Nunu is just going to be a giant pain in the arse of game, it has to be said.
He really is, and he's such a good jungler that he can just walk in, consume a mob, and then off he goes and harasses in another lane, quickly pop out, consume a mob, heal up, and go straight back. And he's gone straight up to top. He's right next to Kevin up top there on Rumble. So he's gone immediately, returned to top. And Kevin, well, I think he's been a little bit cautious. He's got full hit points. He's going to come straight out there. Ice Blast going straight onto him there. He's not going to get the damage, I don't think. Teemo's going to dot him up as much as possible. I think they've got an Ignite. They have got an Ignite. Can they get an Ice Blast on him? I don't think that Ignite is going to finish him off. He's low. Oh. The last tick. Oh, the shield. I think he had to use the skill, his level up and get the shield on. I think the shield just about saved his life at the end there. Meanwhile, down the bottom, well, there's been a little bit of an exchange. Ashe is being picked off a little bit by Caitlyn, and Alistar's also pushed in towards mid. Brand is missing at the moment. Was he down bottom?
No, he's coming back. I'm not sure exactly where he was.
Ashe, they're trying their best. Sona flashed in, tried to get the last hit on Ashe. Ashe on 75 hit points, just about escaping that. The Piltover from Caitlyn, just about catching him, and Sona was, I think she was hoping that the, I think it's the I can't remember what it's called. It's the 3-chord thing. The passive was hopefully going to trigger. I don't think quite had it up, which is what didn't finish him off. Alistar in the mid on. Vladimir is going to get the punt on him. He didn't do enough, and he's going to back away. The dot on him again, and then Vlad on 85 hit points. So Fnatic getting away with it in lane phase. All top.
Yeah, and Kevin again is taking really a lot of damage from Teemo, who's just prancing around in the coolest skin ever, it has to be said. I have to add that in there as well. And yeah, I mean, in that middle area, really, there was a lot of pressure put on by Alistar. When you were talking about bottom, I was actually at middle, and he went really, really low. Alistar pushing up, very aggressive. Didn't quite work out for game. Vlad obviously managing to keep himself out of there. But really, Kevin's having a real tough time, and he's not managed to get a ward down somewhere around that bush. Obviously, doesn't want to leave the lane at this stage to maybe go back and get him. Oh, he does have a ward, actually. Ooh, AFK ward.
Yeah.
And yeah, he really needs to get that top river and the bushes warded, because he's going to get caught out time and time again by these pushes from Nunu, I think.
Yeah, and I mentioned this in the last game. I briefly put on it, like I said about Rumble. You know, the top 1v1 lane's all about getting early harass on your opponent. You know, getting the advantage over him. And if you can get that level of advantage, you can see Alistar coming up. Actually, there is a ward there from Fnatic. They have that river warded, so they knew he was there straight away. Backed straight off. And it's going to come around the side. It's also going to put a radar down, as it were. Actually, I got to be honest, the best skin on Teemo is the bunny rabbit. It is awesome, the Easter bunny.
Yeah, to be fair.
Meanwhile, down the bottom, there is actually 3 down bottom. Nunu's in the bush at the moment. It is Cyandide in the bush, down by Ashe and Janna. He's in the bottom bush, that is. So, unfortunately, the lane is pushed, though, so I don't think he's going to have much use. Vlad and Brand in mid have obviously had a little poke against each other. And Alistar, currently, they're not too sure where he is. They think he might be in the bush still, actually, in the top. They're pinging it, so whether he is still there.
Yeah, he is there.
Is going to get poked. There he is. Vlad is going to come up there. Is he going to have flash? I don't think he is. He's going to headbutt him. Oh, he's going to finish him off with the ulti. Beautifully done. The headbutt coming in. Just got enough damage on it, and then the ulti following it up. Meanwhile, in the mid there, PK does get takedown. Game be turning this around, and that was around the blue buff area, was it? I believe they're pinging it.
Yeah.
Like crazy, moving towards it. Fnatic have 3-man going up towards it. They're Hawkshot does go out to blue. They can't find him, though. The game had covered him over, but yeah, he has returned to mid. So successful gank there from Reyk there. So that's what they needed, because, well, Peaks obviously had complete control last game, and the top push also the top tower also being pushed. But like I said, Alistar, he has to get the ganks early. I mean, Nunu is going to counter jungle him and push hard. Meanwhile, he was caught in the bottom. Well, he wasn't caught. He was in the bottom bush. He wanted to gank, but unfortunately his team had pushed the lane too much.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, an unfortunate situation. Of course, they've got that nice bit of range with, obviously, with Caitlyn, which they can afford to sit that little bit further back, because she can continue to get that farm, maybe that bit extra range than than you're going to see from everyone else. Right now, Sushi's come back at top, got himself his first blasting wand. Obviously, we still see Kevin being slightly annoying. There's a few pings going off in the South River, and I think they're expecting that someone's left there, but actually Lamia and Mellisan are still there in that bottom lane, so maybe Nunu around there somewhere?
No, not at all. Nunu's up the top, actually, in the top.
They're pinging everywhere like mad.
Yeah, but Rumble's actually been pushed quite heavily here by Sushi. Sushi has gone AP Teemo. Interesting. Let's see how that one's going to turn out. It's the never-ending decision of AP versus attack speed Teemo. So, wow, that's going to obviously the mushrooms are going to do a lot of damage. Maybe later on, and he does go down. Oh, but he's going to get the kill though. So the dot managing to finish him off. So 1 for 1. And Nunu was there charging in. I think Nunu actually used Ghost. I may be wrong. Oh, crikey, I nearly ran in towards lane. So it's all right, click towards it. No, he didn't use Ghost. He just uses speed to get in there. But, yeah, I mean, it's 1 for 1 again. So at the moment, kill-wise, yeah, Rumble is slightly up. But it hasn't really got too much of an advantage. But I don't think Teemo's going to be too happy about Nunu eating all the minions and pushing the lane a little bit, which is what he's doing. Vlad's having to port back in mid. He's got a Hextech Revolver. Is he going to go double Hextech? Is he going to stack Hextechs? This is one of the things that Riot have been looking at actually lately in the game. They're discussing whether to change the way it works because a triple Hextech Revolver Vlad is a pretty strong beast at the moment, and he's got himself some Sorcerer's Boots and he's going along top. So Teemo's switched now. Teemo's switched to mid versus Brand, and Vlad is now going top versus Rumble. So a change around in the Fnatic's strategy.
Yeah, we'll see how that one works out. I think Reyk is slightly ahead there, in all fairness.
Nunu comes around the backside of Reyk there, just caught a glimpse of him, and he's going to get the Ice Blast on him, and Rumble's cutting him off actually as best he can. Vlad's going to come around, surely going to get the ulti on both of them. Yes, he does manage to get down straight away. Look at the damage onto him. Oh, but Alistar comes in, doesn't quite save him. Rumble is going to go down, did manage to get Nunu down in the process, but, well, he's got his ulti on, but I don't think it's going to keep him alive, and Vlad's surely going to get the kill. Yes, he will. And wow, 3 kills for 1 there, and just caught him out. The mushroom, yeah, exactly. The shroom, says Rumble. And that's what caught him. It slowed them both and well placed. So AP Teemo's shrooms making the most of it. And Vlad now returns to top lane. So already that switchover is paying dividends, mainly for the fact that Nunu was in the right place.
Yeah, and it was really nice. I mean, Nunu's there. We saw then Shushei actually come into the bush, and I think just as Alistar thought he might be safe in that point, then of course we saw Teemo just pop out and be like, "Hello, I got you." Right now, Peak is pushing this top tower quite nicely, already down to half health or so, and they're pinging middle. Yeah, they just saw Teemo starting to maybe work his way up that little bit. As bottom lane is being pushed fairly heavily by Gamed, and I think that's maybe the safest way to do it. I mean, they've got wards obviously in the South River. They don't want to be getting caught out by Nunu if they've been pushed. If they're playing defensively, then Nunu is in that bush and they get allowed to push out there at bottom. They don't want to get caught out with that. But so far it's fairly even on that bottom lane. If we just look at the farm that they're getting off right now, Ashe 64, and who else is there? Caitlyn 83. So 20 minions extra actually for Caitlyn at the early. We're going to actually see a push onto Reyk as Peak is starting to work his way in there, and ridiculous damage from Vladimir as usual. And Bran I think was at full HP there, so. Down to a third.
Gamed of switch lanes again, so they've switched Rumble and Brand because obviously Vlad had gone top, try and get the advantage onto Rumble, and it was Brand switch there. But now obviously Vlad's got those kills, he's got that Hextech, and now he gets with the blue as well. He's going to be pretty hard to stop in lane. It's more a case of Brand needs to just farm as much as possible. So Teemo's getting pushed heavily on by Rumble, but immediately puts the blind on his face as the dot, and that top tower is going to go down to Vlad. So first tower down, and Fnatic are the victors. And Nunu at the moment coming around the back side of Rumble. Rumble needs to be careful there. Nunu is going to come out now. He's going to get the Ice Blast surely onto him. Teemo comes straight through as well. He obviously uses that speed buff. Not sure if he's going to get away. The Ashe arrow just goes past, but he's already back to Wayne. Rumble puts his ulti down. Alistar comes around to protect him. Vlad was trying his best to come around the side. Brand needs to be careful now because xPeke has been pretty much fed, as it were. So he's had a good feed in mid. He's got himself, looks like he's pulling the blue buff for, I think it might be for Teemo actually. Rumble just Alistar just came around the side there. He's got to be careful. It's a 3v1 situation. I don't know how many games have around there. Alistar is going to get pushed. He's going to go back. Oh, that's going to be the death of him. Surely, no, he has to use his ulti to get away from there. So ulti used on Alistar. Meanwhile, down the bottom, again, Caitlyn is having the better of that lane, but unfortunately, they are losing out in the other lanes, Joe.
Yeah, they certainly are. I think need to restart the premium stream here. Just
okay,
so
well, you
can take it away. Yeah.
So yeah, Vlad. I mean, Vlad is continuing to push, like I said, top. He's only got one single hex deck. And he's got sorcerer's boots. He's going to port back now, so he must have a lot of gold. He's just been feeding quite considerably. Meanwhile, someone asked about Teemo's thing. He's actually just got a blasting ward and sorcerer's shoes, which is why I'm guessing he's going to be going AP build. I can't imagine he's going anything but that. And he's mushroomed up the dragon now, so dragon obviously going to be the target shortly. Ward goes down in the mid at the moment, and look at the damage he's doing with that dot, that poisonous dot onto Rumble. So Rumble is in a little bit of trouble as well. So frankly, Gamed are losing out in the lanes. Ashe has now switched, so Lamia now gone in towards mid lane, and looks like they're stacking up for Dragon. They are going for Dragon here. Fnatic are going to pick it up. 14:44 in game, and Caitlyn just coming up, going to try and get the steal, possibly with a Piltover. Not too sure if it's quite got the range on Dragon. He hasn't got the vision on it. 5-man Fnatic there, and Dragon goes down. So first Dragon to Fnatic, and oh, the arrow has caught him. That arrow catches onto Kevin. Kevin's surely going to go down, and they both all come flashing in. Look at that damage. Goes straight on, and Brand might get a caught as well. Alistar needs to be a little bit wary. Alistar's going to have to use his ulti down the bottom, and he will get taken down by Sushi's dot. He had used his ulti earlier up, remembering that lane down the bottom there. xPeke does get stunned on tower. Don't think he's going to get quite taken down, though. He's very low. 200, actually staying very low. 230 hit points as I have to move before I get taken AFK. Caitlyn is pushing the bottom turret, though. Mid turret does go down. Teemo dashing down towards Caitlyn. Down the bottom, may get the turret, not too sure. No, he's going to have to get the hell out of there because Teemo is there now as the trap lands onto Sushi. And well, I mentioned that game had to win the lane phases, and frankly, they didn't. And Fnatic, oh, look at the damage straight onto Sushi there. It's going to lead him straight into some mushrooms, and Caitlyn's not going to be able to chase her. So Caitlyn's got a BF sword, which is why he managed to do quite a bit of damage there. It's got the Berserker Greaves, and he's going to try and take the turret down, but he's going to have to back the hell out. Sona's come to support him, but Joe, frankly, they needed to win this. Look at the damage from the damage. Oh, the Sona ulti. That's going to be the finish off. And Sushi does go down. Managed to flash through a mushroom as well. But it's 7-5 in kills. And meanwhile, at the top, Ashe is getting pushed heavily by Rumble, but he's going to get away with it. Use the Ignite as well. And Vlad now moving up top with Brand in river behind him.
Yeah, they just pinged there. They knew Brand's position. They've got wards down, actually. And here we go. Oh, that shot missed from Reyk, actually. Yeah, stunt not quite landed on him. Mellisan obviously holding down bottom after Teemo was picked off. And Gamed in chat said, so fail. So I guess they're not really having the best of times here. I mean, 2 kills down. They lost that last dragon. Next dragon is back at 2050 or so. So Fnatic obviously got the time in there. Luckily for game, they had Caitlyn who was around there as well, so they knew something was going off. And actually, Zylor just having a look to see if he could get something onto Janna, but they've lost that ward again in middle. Janna with the Oracle, and she's just going to pick off every single one from this southern river, and that's just not cool from game's perspective. Here we go. Clairvoyance popped. And Shushei spotted, does actually put himself down a mushroom in front of the red buff, just to annoy that little bit more. And they've pulled red off, and I didn't quite see who got it. Peak is actually maybe in trouble. No, he's got himself out of there, of course. And Fnatic backing away nicely. There comes the Ashe arrow. Maybe that signals a push. We'll see. The Ice Blast came in onto Candy on Caitlyn, but they're not convinced, Fnatic, that they can take this one, I think. Peak's still hanging around.
They keep backing out, and it's the mushrooms. I mean, Teemo's built himself, he's got a Soul Stealer now, a Mickey Soul Stealer and a Sheen, so he's got the damage there. The hit damage, obviously, when he does his blind and the spit, he gets the Sheen proc as well. So he's planning on building quite a lot of AP on him. And they're going to push on towards the tower here. Alistar going straight out, headbutting Vlad into the wall just to say, hi, I'm here. Vlad, remember, has used his ulti, so he can't ulti on towards the tower here. And I think Alistar will have his ulti up. He must have flash as well. So they need to be a little bit careful because Caitlyn's taking that bottom turret. There we go, nicely distracted. So 4v5 distraction in mid, and first tower finally goes for game. And they're going to push on in towards mid. There's so many mushrooms around, so many places, and he continues to go around, push mushrooms, and he's off to split push. They've just pinged him, actually. He's going to steal blue by the looks of it. Caitlyn is on towards Ashe down the bottom there. He's not going to be able to finish him off, though, but they are going to back away. They have a 5-man there, so Vlad needs to be a little bit wary. Alistar is not going to be able to catch him. He's going to get away. So looks like they're going to steal blue with Teemo up top.
And they just pinged it actually there as well. So we could be seeing games move into position. Not sure if they're quick enough. No. Yeah, of course they're not quite quick enough, and there are mushrooms everywhere, as you would expect. And that's just, I don't know, really just kind of disheartening for a team where you're moving around and you're constantly just losing health because the mushrooms are just stacked absolutely everywhere. And right now, Peak in middle. Ooh, AFK warning. I'll have to fix that once Peak gets away, which he will do, no problem. Just move.
Fnatic pinging the bottom lane now. So Severe, go clear that lane. While they were pushing up there, so yeah, the cheek. Dragon is due in a minute, I believe, which is why I'm guessing Mellisan is coming down here. She's got Oracle, going to be clearing out. No wards there as far as I can see from game. There is a ward. Actually, it's a trap. I think he's going to walk straight into it. The ward just ran out. He puts the ward straight back onto it. Peak is going to port back. He's got himself a needlessly large rod already. Haven't really looked at the item builds, actually. We're trying to keep a look on that while the action slows down a little. The Bloodthirster and Zeal on Ashe. And yeah, he's building towards a Rabadon's Death Cap on Vlad there. Nunu's got his double Heart of Gold and a Catalyst and the Philosophers, so fairly standard build. And it's Teemo I'm interested in, going quite heavy AP, and it's so many people, you know, like say, no, not AP Teemo, no, it's got to be attack speed, it must be attack speed. So rigid on it, and here we have a Fnatic player proving it in a Go4LoL monthly final for money. So here we go, we're stacking up for Dragon. We have 5v5 surely going to go on here. Pika does come in now. Alistar goes in. Alistar's going to take a lot of damage there. Sona's going to have to heal him straight up. Knock Nunu out of it. They're going to be careful. Oh, Vlad gets in with the ulti. Sona goes out to the ulti as well. Mellisan did go down quickly there, though. But they need to be careful because they don't have any damage. Sona's just had to use the flash up as well. Looks like Rumble is going to continue chasing. Teemo's on so little health, but he's not going to be able to get in there. Instead, he's going to get taken down, I feel. And he will come around the side there. Vlad also very low. The whole game team just backed away while Fnatic was so low on health. Nunu's tried to pop his ulti. He's going to get taken down. PK needs to come. Oh, PK, why did you come back in? He tried to come in and get the life steal, but that is going to be four for 1. Yeah, Rumble was the only one that went down. Actually, no, Alistar would think. No, Alistar didn't go down. They've got 4 standing. So
4 still there.
Yeah, so 4 for 2, actually 3. So Lamia did manage to survive. I think Shushei even survived as well. He got away on absolutely no health. But that's going to be the Dragon for Gamed, and this is going to put Gamed right into it. The the mushrooms still causing problems, and you know what? When they're that low on health, they need to be really careful where they stand because the mushrooms, I'm not too sure what AP's at. I'll have a quick look. He's at 137 AP, so you know, the mushrooms are going to be doing quite a bit of damage now. But a good fight from Game there. They could have done so much better, I feel, if they'd have backed up, who was it, Kevin on Rumble.
Yeah, definitely a successful one, and of course they've got timing now on Dragon as well. We'll see. I mean, you pointed out that it's probably the laning phase that they really need to win. We're around about level 10 to 12 at this stage. Kills are back even once again. They just picked up that last Dragon. We see Fnatic just... actually, there wasn't an Oracle there. That ward must have been just planted by Brand, and they got a couple of hits onto it, but obviously... does manage to keep itself alive. Down at the bottom, Peak is back, and obviously we have Caitlyn down there for Gamed. And I'm just going to clear out, getting some nice farm on this bottom lane.
Caitlyn is fed. 162 CS. Already got a Black Cleaver. Got another BF building, I guess, possibly a Bloodthirster there. So pretty well fed Caitlyn. She did well in lane phase. She really was the only one that did well in lane phase for games. So she's very well fed, it has to be said. Peak just put a ward down at blue. So Fnatic are trying to take control of the jungle of games. So obviously they took that top and mid turret, which is, you know, they're trying to level off that area and possibly putting defensive setup here for the Baron. I'm not too sure. They've just cleared the Baron ward out. Sona has got that Oracle on her. They need to take that mid turret down here, games, but they don't want to do it right now because Fnatic are closing in from every angle. I think they're going to get away with it though. So yeah, they're going to just back out. And Alistar, well, he's built himself a triple Doran's Ionian boots. What else he got there? I just caught a glimpse of something else. It was Spirit Visage. So, meanwhile, Candy is just continuing to push this top lane. And Fnatic are going to go for Baron. Yes, they are. They're on Baron now. They've started the attack on it. So, Caitlyn is pushing that top turret. She's probably going to get the top turret. But meanwhile, Fnatic surely going to take down the Baron. The whole of game are now moving in. They've got the Clairvoyance going down. The mushrooms everywhere are laying down, the slowing down for them. They've only managed to take Baron at half health. They have put the Ashe arrow in. They're going to go straight for it. Oracle does, ulti goes down. And wow, Nunu got taken down so quickly there. I think Vlad's the target. Vlad comes around the back, takes down Reyk. He's going to back away, but he needs to be careful because he's going to take down. Surely he's going to get ahead, but will they manage to finish him off? Alistar will go down. No, he's not going to be able to take him Rumble there. Meanwhile, he's now on the base turret, and he's took it to half health already. Didn't see if anyone ported back. Inner turret's going to surely go down for Fnatic. Are going to get the inner turret, I think they've got just enough minutes, but Caitlyn is going to take down that base turret. Going to be on the inhibitor. Nobody's gone back for Fnatic yet. They've managed to take the turret themselves. Rumble needs to just try and hold off, try and fake, try and keep them away from it. He needs to be going for Teemo here. Teemo's the one surely is going to do the most damage, and Ashe has now finally ported back. Caitlyn on that inhibitor. Nunu's come around. Oh, that's going to be the death of Caitlyn, I think. Nunu ulti goes down. No, he's going to surely get the inhib. Can he finish it off? No, he's not. He's going to get taken down, and that's going to be, well, a good effort from Caitlyn there, has to be said. The inhib down to 650, but I think that's going to regen. Meanwhile, Rumble came down. He tried to take down Teemo as well. He's on blue. Can he get the steal on blue? No, he can't because he missed shot. Instead, they're going to go around, and they're surely going to take down Teemo. Teemo backs out. He's on 48 health, and it is going to be Vlad that's going to be the target. He's going for Sona. Might actually take Sona down. Sona has the Oracle. Going to get taken down. Teemo gets away. Oh, the Ashe arrow just about lands on Sona. Nyph gets hit there but doesn't get taken down. Wow, it's all going off all around the map. Meanwhile, Baron is still up. They didn't get it. They're going to ward it up. I don't think they're going to go for it. Surely to God, they are not high enough on hit points. They have Nunu and Janna and Ashe. Just, I think, picked up Dragon as well, meanwhile, down the bottom. So 26 minutes in, all kicks off as soon as that Baron fight begins.
Yeah, for me, the best time of the game, actually. Kind of low, mid-double figure levels, and when they start to... Not this time. Daft Punk stayed at home. But yeah, we've got, right now, Lamia with Ashe on this bottom turret. In comes Caitlyn, and Ashe... not going to be able to do all that much. It's down to around about a third of its HP left. Nunu has built himself up Banshee's Veil. And Teemo is currently just underneath 200 AP. He's got himself a Lich Bane. Rumble is going home. And these three that have generally been roaming together, Sona, Alistar and Brand, and they continue to do so around this middle area. We're going to see Sona portal home, and obviously that Oracle definitely worth its money in this matchup, just, you know, not only for the wards, but maybe more importantly even for the mushrooms, because they're just so annoying. We've seen for such a long time during this game that Game have had that little bit of a problem with the mushrooms from Teemo. So I think that's been a great purchase for them. Sona went back, and I didn't look at her items before. She's again double heart of gold, Merc treads. And it looks like Rumble's going to try and get some free farm on this top lane, but they're pinging around blue. They're expecting maybe Fnatic to be in there somewhere.
They are. Actually, no, Fnatic are not. Fnatic are quite visible. They're in the mid. They can see them. They've got the minions there. Oh, hello. They've gone for... Oh, no, they're just clearing the wards out. Actually, Fnatic have lost a lot of wards. They lost a lot of mushroom placement in all that battle. They've got them down the bottom, but they've got absolutely nothing around Baron. No vision whatsoever anywhere near there. And they are very cautious. There goes Clairvoyance. They can see the trap in that bush. They're very wary that anyone was in that bush, which is why they used the Clairvoyance for it and do manage to get the ward into the bush, which Sona immediately saw. Is going to go clear it out. And there it goes. So now Fnatic have got no vision at all of anywhere near Baron. So that's a problem right now for Fnatic. Ashe is meanwhile getting the dragon once again. I make a move, and I think they expect a Baron here. No, they're going to be charging in. They're going to have to back straight out. So it's a little bit of pomp and back and forth charging at the moment. There are quite a few mushrooms laid around the area of this bush and the wall, but still, they've not been able to get anything anywhere near that Baron, Joe.
Yeah, and Gamed, they're obviously playing this one really, really safe, sticking all 5 together the whole time. They're now going to clear out this middle lane, just to make sure that they don't get pushed too heavy. And I guess they're going to give the red buff to Caitlyn, most probably. Actually, no, they're dragging it out here, but I imagine one of them is going to pick it up. Yeah, Caitlyn, I guess. Maybe even Brand. I'm going to find out. Yep, goes to Caitlyn. She's the one that obviously is looking very nice. Bloodthirster in there, Black Cleaver. And they're still very reluctant to push. Obviously, this is 10 to 12 scoreline. I think Dragon is back. Maybe I'm wrong with that one.
Ashe has had that on farm. Now, took 2 actually while it all kicked off. And then obviously Caitlyn was chasing down the bottom. They took it, and then they just took it again a moment ago while they were poking around Baron. They've actually just warded Baron as well, so they managed to get a ward and actually 2 wards. No, 2 wards on Baron, so hoping that they don't get spotted. I guess they're going to start being aggressive about Sona with that Oracle, making sure they can keep the vision down. They have started to mushroom it as well, so I guess Teemo needs to start laying his plant. And Fnatic, meanwhile, have got a little split push going on, I think. Ashe is going to go down bottom. I think he's going to try and clear that stack out and get that bottom turret. We still have no vision whatsoever, though, onto game, so they need to be careful, and they are still around that Baron area, which is, like I say, they're going to clear it out, so they're going to find a mushroom right there, and then they're going to find the wards, they're going to take them down, and again, Fnatic going to be cautious. So Ashe is immediately dashing straight up river, because they're thinking as soon as Ashe starts the split push on that bottom turret, they are going to go for Baron, and I think they'd be quite right to do that, to be honest. But Caitlyn is, like I said early on, been farmed quite heavily. Oh, they're going to make a dash. Oh, they went for Brand, but Brand's going to get away with it. And it was Vlad, actually, that went in there. There's a couple of flashes used up, but I think Brand is going to escape. Oh, no, Alistar's gone in. Alistar's popped his ulti. He's going straight for it. Nunu is incredibly low. Janna does go down. Nunu managed to get his ulti off, but it didn't really do enough damage. But I didn't see Vlad's on incredibly low. Vlad does get taken down by PK. Sniper shot onto Ashe. Oh, it landed on the backside of Teemo. Teemo on 9 health. 9 hit points there. Teemo survives on. Ashe gets away. He's on 384. That's surely going to be a Baron now for Gamed. And Game now in the hot seat, it has to be said. Ashe has... I think Ashe is going to come around the backside and try and get the steal with a volley. He's just on the backside. Oh, he's just used his volley. That was far too early. What was he thinking? Why didn't he just go for the volley and try and get the steal? Instead, he's backed away. He's, I think he's cautious he didn't get flashed on, actually. 38.05 the Baron. They do have a big stack on the bottom turret, so I guess Game are going to back away, clear the stacks out. But well played by Game there. And it was all about Alistar getting it early, and Ashe used the arrow up early, tried to catch out Brand, and Brand flashed just out the way of it, literally the split second he was about to hit, and I think that's what caught Vlad in no man's land.
Yeah, and we can see Gamed actually, I think the whole team pretty much portaling back, and they're going to try to use this Baron to their full to its full advantage, and it looks like they're all going to probably be pushing maybe straight up this middle area. Obviously, bottom lane was nicely done by Caitlyn early, getting up and taking that inhibitor as it was then down to around about half HP. We see Brand, who's almost now at 400 AP. And there we go. I missed that completely. They pushed bottom, and I don't think Gamed really realised it was happening either.
Yeah. It was already so low, and Teemo actually asked for a clairvoyance there, pinged it. They did get the clairvoyance down, they cleared it. So I think Gamed are going to push mid here, Joe.
Yeah, they definitely are. They're all 5 guys pushing straight up this middle area. We do have at least 3 there from Fnatic. Yeah, we do see Teemo down at that bottom area, and he's cleared out the minion line, and Game didn't not really giving a damn about it. They want this middle turret, and they're starting to work their way in there. There goes the headbutt away onto xPeke, and Ashe arrow comes in. Are they going to try and engage the fight? I very much doubt it, considering how bad the last 5-on-5 went, and now they've got Baron buff and they've only got 4 guys there, and Teemo will take that bottom turret. We've got Rumble starting to move in there, but the other 4 from Game, of course, still pushing this middle lane. They're waiting for the next line of minions to come in, and maybe we're going to see some harassment onto Kevin. Yeah, I think so. I mean, why not? He's got the range advantage, and obviously that dot from Shushei is going to be completely annoying. I'm going to go back to middle, though, as we are seeing the heals coming in onto Alistar, and we're going to see an ulti from Nunu. Surely, yes, we will. Gets in position, and it didn't quite work out as intended for Cyandide, and they're still all so low. Nice defensive play from Brand. Caitlyn actually just nets herself out of there. Game not ready to push back from this one. Don't forget they've got that nice regen from the Baron buff. They've got Nyph there, who was obviously healing up nicely. They want to finish this tower, which they will finally do. But Game, as you said, they're definitely in the driving seat at this point of this one. And I think Fnatic are going to be maybe having to deal with a third and final game.
It's a trap.
Yeah, and interesting decision there. I mean, they're going to focus in on Alistar, who actually butts away Peak, and they managed to get the kill onto him. The rest of Fnatic not so healthy either. And yeah, they're going to back out. That's a wise one, because there's an absolute ton still left. There goes the ulti from Kevin on Rumble. Flash coming out from Kevin as well, and he's caught Nunu so low. And Teemo's, yeah, I'm going to say Teemo was on like nothing after that little attack by Brand, and I think this could well be GG right here, Demon. They've got a decent amount of minions with them. There's still 4 guys up against, how many are left? 2 from Fnatic. That inhibitor's going to fall. They're going to cross over and take the other inhibitor first. Yep, they will, and then maybe we'll see them push straight in for those Nexus turrets.
Yeah, and really it was all about the support of Sona and Alistar. They've got the heals, they got the ultis used on them. So Ashe ulti went out, Nunu's ulti went out, Vlad's ulti went out. They all just backed away. Sona and Alistar both popped their heals up, just regened enough health. Obviously, like you said, they've got the Baron buff as well. They're getting the lifesteal from all the minions, etc. And Caitlyn immediately came back, bam, I'm full health, I don't know about you guys. And suddenly they could poke straight back. And actually, when they went back into that bush just at the bottom there by Lizard buff, I thought Game would completely obliterate them, because Alistar was sat there ready and waiting, but the rest of the team sort of split off because they were getting the red buff for some unknown reason. Clairvoyance goes down. We see them just picking up the dragon there. So at the moment it is a massive advantage for Game, like you said. So 2 inhibitors down. The top's been pretty much untouched, but they haven't really needed to go for it. And really it's been down to Caitlyn. Awesome pushing. And Teemo, he went down the bottom, and Rumble just he didn't go for the kill. I don't think he could have got the kill either, but he was just there, just stopping him pushing. And meanwhile, a 4v4 up top, and they just had the superiority in the fact that there is no one tanky enough to stop Alistar. Just coming forward, headbutting them, popping his ulti, thumping the ground, throwing everyone up in the air while Caitlyn just feeds. And and Brand as well. Let's not forget Brand. He's probably got quite a bit of AP now. Actually, he's not done that great. Brand has to be fair. He's not managed to get too much farm, but Caitlyn's really been the one that's the damage dealer for Game. And like I said at the start, I felt Fnatic had got outpicked, and I think they have, because this is exactly like Game did in the first match. They didn't have anyone that can just get in there and take it. We've seen Nunu going in, and he's just been obliterated in seconds. Every time he's gone in, he's actually built pretty tanky. He's got a Randians, he's got a Banshee's Veil, he's got Philosopher's Stone Hearts of Gold. He's done everything right. He counter-jungled really well. Now the top turret going down so incredibly quick, just being tanked up quite happily. And a 5-man push along top, Joe.
Yeah, and Demon, once again, we seem to be having some Skype issues. I really don't know what that is all about, in all fairness, but I guess we'll do a reconnect here. But right now we're seeing Game, as Demon said, pushing along this top lane. We're going to see the defensive whirlwind coming back, and an Ashe arrow in there as well, which I don't think will be worth really the time and effort that it took to even fire it off, in all fairness. Because Game, they're just going to continue to push through, and you can see there Caitlyn just smashing that tower to pieces, and even manages to get a net off there to slow them down. And honestly, just destroying that minion line. Minions coming in for Game tier any second. They're pinging inside of the base like mad at this stage. Shushei I think was pretty much the target. But they are going to make the move in. Alistar will try and butt them away once again. And I'm not sure what that was that connected with Caitlyn, but it was something massive damage. Didn't quite see what it was. But Caitlyn's going to go back. And I don't know, I think Game is just going to continue to push. They've got another minion line coming in just a second. Baron, I guess, I didn't actually see the time. Did they write it? 38:05, that could be it. But that could also be Dragon, I guess. Because that wasn't so long ago either. And they're continuing to just chip away on this tower. They're very scared of a counter-attack from Fnatic, though. They're playing this one very, very defensive. There goes another ice arrow from Ashe, and Fnatic have decided they're going to go for the exchange. Ulti comes out from Rumble. Shushei is absolutely pulled to pieces. Lamia's going to go down as well. No, actually, Lamia didn't go down. Manages to just get away literally just. But I think they're going to push straight in onto this tower now. Of course, they've got the nice heal from both Sonya. Sonya. What am I talking about? Sona. I'm losing my brain. And yeah, there's just too much going on. And there obviously goes the inhibitor. They're already pushing in onto those Nexus towers. And Deman, we are going into a third and final matchup in the Go4LoL month 8 monthly finals. And it's 1-1. So best of 3. And we saw, a great game once again. But I don't know, you really think that it was, down to the picks once again, as we saw in the first game?
That's what I thought. Hopefully I don't lag out or what. I don't know what's going on here.
You sound fine now.
It can't be lag. It can't be lag. It's Skype. We'll maybe choose a different program. But yeah, I mean, I thought they got outpicked, frankly. When I saw the picks come out, when I saw them in the IRC channel, I was like, Game have got this one, I think. And it did. But fair play to Fnatic. They won the lane phases quite well. Nunu counter-jungled and did what he had to do. They were level 2. They were trying to gank. So, they had the early advantage. They switched Vlad and Teemo around a few times. But Caitlyn in the bottom was a beast. She had Ashe kind of in a pocket for quite a lot of that lane. We thought, great, you're winning that lane, but you've lost 2 others. But it didn't matter because once Alistar came into it, they had the team build there. Once it hit the team fight, they had the disruptor, the interrupter. I mean, Alistar's purely there to pulverize the ground, headbutt someone away into your own team so you can just get a quick early kill and level it to a 4v5. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, I actually saw people going for Alistar in there. The amount of times you see that in solo games and you think, why are you targeting the tank? I mean, yes, I know he's kind of built AP and he's not that strong. He can be, but when his ult is on, don't go for him. And I saw it a few times. They kept trying to get that. I can get him. They're just last hitting. You're not going to get him. You've got Sona healing him, and he's healing himself. It's pretty crazy. So I think they got outpicked. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I can almost guarantee Alistar is going to be banned in this next game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him, if I'm not completely wrong, we saw him banned in the first game, right?
He was, yes.
And then they obviously changed their mind and went somewhere else.
Banned him as well.
Yeah. Which is, I guess they were scared of Fnatic having him coming out, to be fair. But, after everything, that one went really nice for them. And I think Game are probably feeling the better of the 2 teams right now, going into this one. And Zylor said, couldn't use WQ combo with Alistar. Okay. Interesting. Not sure what that's all about.
Couldn't use He's on about pulverised headbutt. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure I saw him use it a few times.
Yeah. A few people in IRC are asking, do they create their accounts with those names, or can you change your name? Actually, we're playing on a special tournament realm that Riot have set up for us. Usually we have the spectator mode in there as well, which I'm told by next week we should have it all back and up and running again. But unfortunately, this one, there was something a little bit not quite right with it, so we're doing it the kind of old school way or something like that, where we can only see one team at a time. So we're obviously going to be moving into the third and final match of tonight. And we have Gamed will have first ban, Fnatic will have first pick, and the guys are going to start here when they're ready. So what we're going to do, go to a quick break once here again and stick some music on for you. Don't forget, guys, you can leave your comments, your thoughts on who's going to win the game over in the comments at esl.tv. And I guess hopefully within 10 minutes, if they speed things up this time, we should be back with that third match. So don't go anywhere. It's the final and it's worth €500.